Okay guys, so welcome to another exciting video from Pycoders Academy with me Faisal from Pycoders Academy. Okay, so previously we were looking at the regular functions in two forms, where we look at the part 1 and we moved on to the part 2. So today, as promised, we will look at a simple project on regular expressions, which is creating a project to extract emails in, let's say, a group of, let's say, a letter. Okay, so something like a letter head or an essay form. We extract all the emails, so the valid emails, we extract them all, then we just group them into a list. Yeah. Okay, so that's what we'll be doing here. Okay, so simple. This video won't last long. Okay, so yes, let me to start. Let's say, let me bring a comment here. So email extractor. Okay, so now this is so simple. It's just very simple. So we will use the RE model. So we just do import RE. Okay, now after importing our RE, we know let's say I have a sentence and we know the sentence is a string. So let's say I have a sentence like let's say an essay. So I will do it an essay here. The variable name will be essay, which is equal to, then I will say let's say, so let's say, so class send your queries to Faisal say 6 at gmail.com gmail.com or Faisal Isaka at gmail.com for okay 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 so you'll be replied in a minute. Okay, now I want to make this very fun, so I will add some wrong or invalid emails to this string so that we will appreciate the code we are writing. So I will just add for easy, for let's say quotes or assignments. Let me bring it to this line. Quotes or solutions to assignments on programming. Send questions to, let's say, Faisal at KNUST or school at underscore gmail. Yeah, so that's just it. Okay, so we have this string, so I have this string which includes several emails, valid ones and non-valid ones. Okay, so what we'll be doing here is extract the valid emails from this string. Okay, so let's see how we will do it. So it's so simple. First, we know we have this sentence and we have to extract this email, so we need to split all the words and search through the words for the valid emails. Okay, so let's start. So we just do first split the words, or split the essay into words. So we just do let's say splitted words is equal to essay dot split Okay, so now how will you split it? Will you split it by the white spaces between them? So something like this white space here, so we split it like that. So we just do then split. Okay, now after splitting them, we have to go through the words each by each. So then we will check if there is an @ sign in that word. Then if it is in that word, then we move on to something else, or else we pass. Okay, so we just do for word in splitted words. What should we do? We just check. So here we will apply the RE model, which is the method, the search method in the RE model. So RE, so if RE dot search. Okay, so what are we searching for? The @ sign. So then the @ sign, then we are searching in the word. Okay, so now we have this. Let me pass it for now, then I will go to the else. Okay, now I'll pass here because we don't want to do anything if the @ sign is not present, so we just want to pass it. Okay, now if it is present, we have to check if the dot is also present. So for a valid Gmail, for valid emails, we have to get let's say, and let's say a domain name and the host name. So the host name will be something like gmail.com or .org or yahoo. So we have to have the @ sign present and the dot symbol also present. So you just check for the dot symbol. So if re dot search, then I will say dot, and I will say word. Okay, now I've checked if the dot symbol is present. So after checking if the dot symbol is present, maybe we can have, let me put a dot here, we can have more than one dot inside the Gmail. So we have to check which dot is valid. So we know what is valid is the one after the @ sign. So that's what we will be doing here. So we will be selecting the letters from the @ sign to the last digit of that let's say that email. Then we will check if there is a dot present in that range. So we just do range is equal to, then first we have to know the index of the @ sign. So index is equal to, then we say word dot index of what, of the @ sign. So something like this. Now we select the range, so we just do word then slicing. So the @ sign or the index, sorry, so index to end. So from where the @ sign is present to like the last digit of that email. Okay, so whether it's valid or invalid. Okay, now we have that range. So we have the index, so we have that range of letters. Now we have to check in that range if there is a dot present in that range. So you just do if re dot search, then I will say. Okay, now here is a very wrong statement because the dot here, okay, so the dot is also used for something in let's say re regular expressions. So we have to escape it, or else it will take the dot as something else. So in escaping it, we use the backslash, or yeah, okay, you use the backslash to let's say escape it. So it will assume it as let's say a normal dot instead of the regular expression purpose. Now we also do the same for here. So backslash, then w. Okay, sorry. Now we say if re dot search, then we have to check in our word also. So we pass our word here. Okay, so here using flags is not important here, so we won't apply any flags here. Okay, now if re does search in that, sorry, this should be the range because we are searching through that range. So if this is present in that range, what should we do? We just create a list here to collect all our emails. Okay, so simple. Now you just do emails dot append, then after we append our word, because it matches all our valid conditions. Now we just do run. Okay, so okay, let me run this again. Okay, so I'm not getting anything because I'm not printing the emails out. So let's print the emails out. So emails, so simple. Now let's go again. Okay, so you can see I'm having school at let me see, Faisal say this is valid. We have also this is valid, and this is not valid. So as you can see, I have a dot here which is not valid because it is assuming as if it's let's say it's a valid email, but it's not a valid email. So what you have to do is you just check if after uh, let's say after this dot sign there is a letter at that place. So let's say I have this to make this let's say invalid. So to make this invalid, you have to check for after the dot what is present. Okay, so that's what we have to do now. So we know that like after the dot we have to see a letter. So a letter is, let's say we can use that character class group which is A to Z to check. Okay, we know the .org or .com or dot anything is in small letters, so that's what we have to apply now. Okay, so if re, so now we can also select a sub range to do this also for us. So or we can just select the, let's say, yeah, or yeah, we can just do that. So what we have to do now is just go into our range and select the index after the let's say, yeah. So if, so this has search for the dot. Now what we do next is if re dot search. Okay, now we'll bring our character class which is A to Z. Okay, so something like this. Now we should be in the range string. Okay, so we have this, so this is the range we are picking. So we are checking for any letter in that range. Okay, no, it shouldn't be that range. Okay, so what I have to do here is that I will just do, okay, let me see. Okay, so we have to just we have two ways of doing this, because here we can select a sub range, or we can also create a list of, let's say, letters. Then after creating that letters, we'll check if the letter is present in, let's say, our ASCII alphabet. But what I will just do here is that I will not do that here. So I will just check for the dot sign in the range. So let's say dot is equal to, we say range dot index of, so index of, let's say, the dot sign here. So after checking the range, we just check range dot will be equal to, now what are we doing again? So we will just select from the dot sign to the end. So we just do range dot range, sorry, we do range, range, then we say dot to the end. Okay, so the from the range to the end. Okay, now when selecting this, we know the first letter, the first character which will come will be just after the dot sign. Okay, so that's what we are saying. So it will be just after the dot sign. So if the range, oh, let's first print it out first. So print the range dot. Okay, now let's just print the range dot out to see what we are doing here. Okay, so just print it out. Okay, so we can see it dot com there. The dot is present also. So what we have to do is just add one to here so that it will skip the dot, or we can just start from that place. So let's go again. Okay, so we have this. Okay, now what we have to do is that if there is a letter, so we check if there is a letter matching. So we will use the match because the match starts from the beginning. Because when you use the search as we did in our previous video, the part one of the regular expression, when you use the search, it just searches the entire string for, let's say, the particular character. But when you use the match, it matches it at the beginning. So that's what we want. So if re dot match, okay, now we will just bring our character class A to Z. Okay, now we will just bring a comma, then we will bring our string, which is the range dot. Okay, so range, sorry, should be something like this. So range dot. Okay, now let's see. So let's just, if it matches it, we just append it to the emails. So emails dot append, then I will append what, I will append the word. Okay, now let's go again. Okay, so it's rectified now. So it's pretty simple. We just collected the valid emails. So the valid emails in let's say this string. So I can also add another email. So, and let's say add at Yahoo. This time I'll do org. Okay, now let's go again. Okay, so you can see add at yahoo.org is also present here. Yeah, so that's that for the extraction of email. So you can just use this code. It's very pretty simple. So let's go to it again. First, what we did was just splitting the sentence, or splitting the essay type into words. Now after splitting it into words, we just collected each word and checked if there is an @ sign inside that word. So if there was an @ sign inside word, then we moved on to checking for a dot sign. Now after checking for the dot sign, we just collected the letters from the @ sign to the ending of let's say the email, or the sentence, or the word we have collected. Now after checking, we will check if there is a dot sign inside that range. Now we know that if we know that, like, there is a dot sign inside that range, then we just also select the letters from the dot sign to the end to check if the number, or the letter, or the character after the dot sign is let's say an alphabet. So that's what we did. So simple. So this is how to extract email from a group of, let's say, a whole lot of strings. So let's say a bulk string. So you can just do it for a whole bulk string. Okay, so that's that for the regular expression project. So thank you for watching. Subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share it with your friends. So next we'll be looking at the try and accept blocks in Python. So it's getting fun and hotter by each video. Okay, so thank you for watching.